Prolactin is the another hormone secreted from the lactotrope of anterior lobe of pituitary gland. This prolactin hormone is a polypeptide hormone which has an important action on the mammary gland, and this hormone associated with other hormone and initiate and maintain the milk secretion by mammary gland. It is also important for the breast development. Here this prolactin hormone that help the growth of alveolar glandular tissue of mammary gland and stimulate the milk excretion. It also, this prolactin hormone inhibit the gonadotropins, especially luteinizing hormone, that lead to the anovulation. Anovulation means that is ovary do not secrete oocytes, therefore ovulation does not occur. That is anovulation. So the inhibiting nature of this hormone that lead to the anovulation, this is the basis. This base during the lactation period, breast feeding period, there is a contraception. Natural contraception is occur. That means no pregnancies occur during this stage because of this inhibiting nature of the prolactin hormone. The blood level of the prolactin is stimulated by the prolactin releasing hormone secreted from the hypothalamus. The lower level, that is the prolactin level, is lowered by the secreting of a prolactin inhibitory hormone from the hypothalamus. Usually some tenderness occurs on the breast just before the menstruation because the elevated level of prolactin. The prolactin secretion is also initiated or stimulated by the some factors like a stress, and that is a lactation, pregnancy, then exercise, etc. Then it is a prolactin secretion is inhibited by some inhibitory factors like a dopamine, which is secreted from the hypothalamus. Sometimes there is a negative feedback is also inhibit the secretion of prolactin. That means increase the prolactin level, that decrease the secretion of an prolactin from the lactotropes of anterior lobe of the pituitary. Next, the gonadotropes. Gonadotropes are the secreting cell which is present in the anterior lobe of the pituitary gland. Here, this secreting cell, that is the gonadotropes, that secretes two important hormone. That is a follicular stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone. This hormone control the sexual function. First, we discuss the luteinizing hormone. Luteinizing hormone is a glycoprotein hormone that is important actions. This luteinizing hormone maintain the Leydig cells, or Leydig cell is also known as that is interstitial cells of Leydig cell. These cells is responsible for the secretion of the testosterone. So these luteinizing hormone that maintain the interstitial cells. These cells are present or found in adjacent of seminiferous tubules in testicular. So these luteinizing hormone that maintain the leading cells, and it also stimulate the secretion of an testosterone, that is the action in male. Then luteinizing hormone in female, it that is this luteinizing hormone that stimulate the secretion of a estrogen and progesterone from the corpus luteum. Corpus luteum is the structure formed after the ovulation. Here, that is the action in the action in females. Okay, there is also this luteinizing hormone also stimulate the ovulation. Then how to control the release of luteinizing hormone? That means here there is a gonadotropin releasing hormone that stimulate the secretion of luteinizing hormone. Here that is controlled by the feedback, negative feedback mechanism. That means when the increase the level of estrogen and progesterone in female and testosterone in male, that inhibit the or reduce the secretion of a gonadotropin releasing hormone from the hypothalamus, that lead to the decrease the secretion of luteinizing hormones. Another important hormone that is FSH, that is a follicular stimulating hormone. The name implies the follicle, that means this hormone initiate the development of ovarian follicles that forms that is around the developing oocytes. This follicular stimulating hormone also maintain the ovarian growth. It is also stimulate the secretion of estrogens. FSH in male, it maintain the spermatogenic epithelium and Sertoli cells. It also induce the spermatogenesis process. Then how to control, that means control of the FSH secretion by two way. That is, the first way means here the inhibiting or the gonadotropin releasing hormone from the hypothalamus. That means high level of the estrogen and progesterone in female and the testosterone in the male, that cause the inhibition of the gonadotropin releasing hormone from the hypothalamus. But usually normal case, gonadotropin releasing hormone that stimulates the secretion of the FSH. And another way, second way means there is increased level of the progesterone and estrogen that inhibit the secretion of a follicular stimulating hormone from the anterior lobe of the pituitary gland. These are the two important way for controlling of secretion of the follicular stimulating hormone. Next section is that is the disorder of pituitary glands. That means we know if the hyperactivity of pituitary gland or hypoactivity of the pituitary gland both lead some alteration in the function that may generate the disorders. What are the disorders of pituitary gland? Already we have learned there is an antidiuretic hormone that is secreted in the posterior part of pituitary gland. Here diabetes insipidus is the condition in which the increased amount of water is excreted through urine. This condition is caused by deficiency of antidiuretic hormone or vasopressin hormone or ADH hormone. The decreased secretion of this hormone from the pituitary gland, posterior pituitary gland, that lead to the diabetes insipidus. Another pituitary disorder is dwarfism. Dwarfism is a disorder caused by hypoactivity of pituitary gland. That means that is the decreased secretion of a growth hormone from somatotroph cells of anterior pituitary portion of the glands. Here the main symptoms of these dwarfisms are stunted growth of the body. That means the height is approximately 3 feet and altered metabolism, and another symptoms is bone and other organs do not grow enough, and sex organs and secondary sex characteristics do not grow. These are the important symptoms of dwarfism. Next disorder of pituitary gland, gigantism. Gigantism is characterized by increased growth of body. This gigantism is caused by hyperactivity of pituitary gland. That means increased secretion of growth hormone from the anterior lobe of the pituitary. The main signs of the or symptoms of gigantism is that is height of the individual is 7 to 8 feet. Then there is mental confusion may be observed, sweating is increased, and metabolism shows the hyperglycemia. That means growth hormone that produce some of the hyperglycemic effect. Then glycosuria. Then muscles and viscera is proportionally large, and these are the important symptoms of the gigantism. In gigantism, the hyper secretion of growth hormone in childhood before the fusion of epiphysis of bones with shaft. Another disorder of the pituitary gland, there is acromegaly. Acromegaly is a disorder characterized by enlargement, thickening and broadening of bones. This mainly affecting the extremities of the body. This acromegaly is due to the hyper secretion of growth hormone after the fusion of epiphysis with the shaft of the bone. The main symptom of acromegaly are the gorilla-like face. There is a protection of some swelling, something is there on the face. Then broadening of nose and the thickening of lips are the symptom of this acromegaly. Other symptoms like there is a enlargement of the visceral organs like a liver, heart, lungs, thymus, etc. And it is also hyperglycemia and glycosuria. These are the other sign of this acromegaly. Height, then increased weight of the body and visual disturbance. These are the important symptoms of acromegaly. Now we have discussed the disorders of the pituitary gland.